Alright guys, just want to bring up a couple of things today, bit of trivia actually. Torrevieja Foreigners Office deals with about 160 cases for residency and NIE a day, and also since Brexit the number of people from the UK registering as residents has increased 50%. British people with non-EU partners and family, and the approval rate is actually decreased by 73% in the UK. Now, I want to stress a couple of things on this as well. The NIE and residency shouldn't cost you more than €50 here in Spain for the bits and pieces. Nothing too exciting unless you're getting somebody to do it for you. The UK, for my wife, because my wife's from the Philippines, just to process my wife's paperwork and the indefinite right to remain and all this sort of stuff, which takes 5 years, costs around £7,000 per person. On top of that, you also have the fact that they can reject under silly reasons, and this is what's been going on in the UK. I do know they do delay some of the paperwork, in my opinion. Because obviously I don't have full access to everything on the systems, but I am part and privy to a lot of the groups relating to people with foreign spouses. But the point I wanted to sort of put out there was this sort of UK has been portrayed as something amazing right now, yet there's a lot of issues with it, in just on the paperwork processing side. If you think the UK is worth £7,000 to move to, good luck to you. My personal view on it, they already had me locked into the hamster wheel. I do earn over £50,000 a year when I'm there. At the same time, I'm giving away 40% of my income every year to the taxman, and yet that's not enough. They would want another 7k per person, and then on top of that, reapplication fees if something was wrong, which is not 50 quid or whatever. An example of that was a couple where they were already in the UK. His wife was there under a spousal visa, and they wanted to change it to a indefinite right to remain. They took the £1,400. This is the glorious government, and then they turned round and said, "Well, you can't. You need to leave the country because you shouldn't be in the country to make this application." But instead of just going, "But you've already paid," which is what the Spanish do. This is the thing. I've been whacking the Spanish today with orange again, so I'm putting a bit of positive spin on this. The Spanish will tell you, "Come back when you got your documents." UK, give us another £1,400. The processing of these documents, I think somewhere between £140 and £400 is the figures that have been given. But I would also add to that, I get the feeling there's a secondary agency in the sense that I wonder if they've outsourced this work, and this is why you've suddenly gone from 150 quid to 400 or whatever. Because the UK keeps outsourcing everything, and they're not getting value for money. That's for sure. They're getting private companies to do this stuff, and I'm not a socialist. I'm not a fan of socialism at all. So don't assume I'm a socialist. I would agree with socialism if it was actually the version which is the way I see things. Everybody works for the benefit of everybody. But what I predominantly find is when people talk to me about being a true Labour supporter and socialist, their viewpoint is you shouldn't have to work, it should be a choice, which is fine, except when everybody sits on their backside and do nothing, and it's just non-productive. I'm all for the benefit of all, which is the reverse. So yeah, I can understand, and I'd appreciate if everybody did pull their weight, but at the same time, the socialist system that's often pushed is actually the complete opposite, which is somebody else will pay for it and do the work for me. But anyway, that's enough for today. Thanks for watching.